another way of working in politics. Because all the politics it gets a bit boring, but there's a lot of historical references which are interesting, and there's also a lot of war which make them more fun to read. He has a lot of different costumes. The one I chose is probably the most unlikely to work in a battle because there's a lot of flowing things all over the place. The main parts are 3 jackets, which I had to learn how to do gold embroidery and how to knit. I had a lot of ambition about the outer jacket, and I had to cut down first a bit because I didn't have the time. Then I later cut down again, and a lot of detail was scrapped. And in the end, I finished like 3 days ago. So it's very different from what I imagined in the beginning, but I finished it. The performance is about Mahmoud figuring out a way to protect his country. The Empire is attacking, and he has to figure out how to stop them.
The Balkan Empire is growing restless. The Empire is an insatiable monster hungering for land and power. Now its eyes are on Turkey, the country that I have sworn to protect. If I am to defend Turkey, I have to make the right choice of action. Going to war with an empire as big as Baltic seems like an unreasonable choice. There is no benefit in bloodshed if it can be settled in politics. Trade routes can be established and prisoners exchanged. With the empire as our allies, we can establish peace and our country will grow stronger. But the empire will continue to be a threat. It will continue to hunger for power. We will have to face them eventually. If war is inevitable, the empire will not expect us to strike first. If we can catch them off guard, we have a chance of achieving victory. But then again, the empire has more than 10 times our strength. It is not a war we can win by force. Maybe there's a third option. An option that is less heroic, but more effective. Power and politics can both win wars, but sometimes a more practical approach is necessary. Sometimes it is better to cut the head of the leader to begin with.
My name is Närcon, and I represent Team Sweden. I will be cosplaying as Cloud Strife from the game and also the lights. And there's this conflict in him between light and darkness, which I find is very relatable since we are human and we do right things and wrong things. I've worked with sewing, with fabric, and also a lot with leather working. But the thing that I spent most time doing is both CAD and 3D printing, and also working in steel and metal. So when I worked with the guard of my sword, there was one time when I calculated all the parameters that are needed for cutting in the steel. I set everything up, and it was a really important cut. So there I went, just cutting along, and suddenly the whole table jumped up into the air, and the tool exploded in front of me, like, what happened? Thankfully I was able to save the piece, so not too much damage was done. I spent hours listening and watching cutscenes from different games that Cloud has been in. And from that I've then been able to make this performance and try to really show everyone who Cloud is and what he wants to do. The great god of the underworld is afraid of a kid? Sorry, but my contract says...
I know! I don't know! I wrote the contract! I know it says you're only required to kill Hercules in these tournaments, but you gotta fight that kid to get to him! Come on!
Aerith, I've searched everywhere for you. The only way to find you is by accepting Hades' help. Forgive me, Aerith, but I'll do anything to see you again, even if it means falling into darkness.
I'm Sora.
Let's just get this over with. This is wrong. She wouldn't want this.
Thank you.
I don't deserve your thanks. No!
Cloud,
Sephiroth.
pitiful fool.
You alright?
Give in to the dark.
What?
Foolish child.
Who are you?
It's over.
Sora, run! She would never forgive me if I gave in. I will find it, and it will be through my own strength, not the power of darkness.
Can you do it? Faces cloud. All you are is an empty puppet.
No. I decide my own path.
Is Captain Hook from Disney's animation Peter Pan.
Captain Hook!
He's dangerous, he's super scary, but right away when the crocodile appears, he becomes a little child. The hat is one of my most proud things in this costume. It took so many hours to make. It's hand sewn and the base is Warla, and it was like a therapy for me. Every time I lost my mind with something else, I could just come back to the hat and the sword. It took so many hours to sand and paint, and I'm so glad I got my sword, my most precious baby, perfect for this convention. On stage, you will see some classical Captain Hook gets angry acts, and no one is safe. Because Captain Hook has searched everywhere for Peter Pan, and or so he thinks. It's going to be fun.
Oh, that bloody Pan! Where could he be hiding?
Maybe we have not searched anywhere, Captain.
Everybody leave, except these people here and Mr. Smee. What do you mean we haven't searched everywhere? We have! We started by sailing to east, but there was just desert and a young hobo flying with a carpet. You there, you saw him too, right? Ridiculous.
Yes, Captain, but...
And then we sailed to that Scandinavian place, but it was filled with snow, and so cold that even the snowman was singing Let It Go. So that place was a total nutcase.
What about sailing more east, Captain?
Nah, what's the point? There's just the Chinese and that little dragon saying, this honor to you, this honor to blah 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 blah. There must be a place we have missed.
And what about Neverland, Captain?
Shut up, Smee. I got an idea. What about Never Never Land? I got it. Smee, send them into work.
Aye, aye, Captain.
We are sailing to Never Never Land.
Alexander, also cosplay name Tinyato. I'm from Denmark and I'll be cosplaying Alice Little from Alice Madness Returns. I think it's more like a game, especially for me because I don't do much gaming, but this is one of the few games that I actually completed and I really loved it, and the whole universe, how it's like take this common story and mess it up a bit and take a more dark theme on it. I really like how they did that. One of my favorite parts about the whole costume process is a prop I made, which is a pepper grinder shaped like a dick. The core is made of those cardboard boxes you have cereals in. So at 6 o'clock in the morning after an all-nighter, I went to, as the only person in this one grocery store, bought 6 big packs of cereal, and the lady behind the counter was like, do you want the receipt on that? So for the stage performance, it was a bit of a struggle to really portray the character because it's such a short amount of time. But I want to try and get the feel of the game with movements, how she moves in the game through the gameplay, but also to show the story of a mentally ill girl. So it's a way to portray this madness that goes from the beginning of the game, the real world, into the Wonderland, and then to the ending where the madness kicks in for good.
Come now, Alice. It's only a dream.
It's not a dream, it's a memory. And it makes me sick.
Abandon that memory. It's unproductive. Go to Wonderland.
Very upsetting journey. At least the place I've landed is somewhat familiar.
About time too, Alice.
Blasted cat. Don't try to bully me.
Memories define our lives and they renew us.
Would it kill you to speak the simple truth?
Collect them.
I've managed without you so far, cat. I'll call if I need you. The Hatter's Domain, almost as I remember it. Collect every memory and never count the cost.
Unnatural child. You smell the smoke, but you are in dreamland getting tea with your friends.
No, not that! It's killing me! Wonderland is destroyed! My mind is in ruin!
My name is Emma and I am representing